am a betting man, and I wager that you need better underwear. Stick around till the end of this video, though you're probably stuck down there already, for essential info on Sheath underwear, the best skivvies in the biz. We're going to find out real quick if Democrats have the mettle to put up a resistance against Donald Trump and the nominations he saw fit to make to the highest levels of our government. Matt Gaetz as Attorney General, Pete Hegseth, who we'll be talking about in this case, to be the Defense Secretary. Both credibly accused. Here's the other problem we face in independent media, that we face as Americans when the press isn't doing their jobs. They're missing the moment. They missed the moment. They tried to paint Kamala Harris and Donald Trump as equal, normal politicians. This is a video that's going to be replete with all kinds of things that will cause YouTube, or very likely cause YouTube, to restrict this video. It's madness. It's a repeat of 2016, where a third of my videos were demonetized because it dealt with Donald Trump adjacent things that caused people, normal people, decent people, to recoil. This is the case. I hold in my hands 24 pages, 22 of which are a police report involving Pete Hegseth and his alleged rape of a woman while she was unconscious. Not some liberal wallflower that's out to get him, but a Republican who is attending a Republican conference. Mediaite got a hold of the police report that is heavily redacted, contains text messages throughout, evidence from their investigation throughout. And Pete Hegseth settled. He paid this person, ostensibly, allegedly, to shut them up, to keep them quiet, to keep his multi-million-dollar job at Fox News. And the Senate, to get back to my original point, has the power in the majority right now. The Democrats are in control of the United States Senate until January 3rd. We need to see hearings. We need to see witnesses subpoenaed, pulled before the Congress to get to the bottom of this. Make this public, fully public, on the congressional record. Make it a circus if you need to. Senate, Dick Durbin, Chuck Schumer. You can do two things at once. You can push through judicial nominees and hold hearings to give this the sunlight, the disinfectant sunlight that it deserves. Here's from Mediaite. I'm not going to read from this. I'll link below to this. But it's too horrific. This video would absolutely be demonetized. This video might be restricted to where no one even sees it. But I'll link below if you want to read the sordid details, the disgusting, the violent details contained within. This is from Mediaite. New, Mediaite obtains full police report on Pete Hegseth's sexual assault allegation. The report includes accounts from several police officers who spoke with Hegseth, his accuser, who remains anonymous and was identified through the report as Jane Doe, and others present at the conference, which took place in October 2017. This is a man, Pete Hegseth, who has Christian iconography tattooed upon his body. A man who proclaims and professes to be a follower of the philosophies of Jesus the Christ. A man who was not a credibly accused rapist. According to the report, the police were first made aware of the alleged assault when Doe, who was 30 at the time, submitted for a rape kit exam at a local hospital. A nurse from the hospital called an officer at the Monterey Police Department and reported the assault claim. Days later, cops really on it to solve crimes and protect the abused and the innocent. Days later, cops spoke with Doe as part of their investigation. Doe Jane Doe said she spoke with Hegseth on the final night of the conference, during which attendees were drinking in a suite and at a bar in the hotel. Doe told police that Hegseth was flirting with women and putting his hand on their legs at the conference, and this prompted her to tell Hegseth she did not appreciate how he treated women. Two different women who attended the conference and spoke with police said that Hegseth put his hand on their legs and asked them to come back to his room on separate occasions. The married, Pete Hegseth, the Christian, dutiful follower of Christ. Pete Hegseth, the hypocrite, Pete Hegseth. One of the women who worked at the conference told police that she told Hegseth the physical contact was not acceptable. She said she then called over Doe to act as a buffer so he would not continue to pursue her. At some point after midnight, Hegseth and Jane Doe had an argument outside the hotel by the pool, according to the police report. Doe said it was over his treatment of women. Hegseth, in an interview with police, said he did not recall the argument. He recalls everything else in granular detail, but he doesn't remember this part, where there's several witnesses afoot. Several hotel employees were involved. Well, he doesn't remember that. Everything else with crystal clarity, but not that. Police spoke with a staffer at the front desk of the hotel who said that around 1:30 a.m. that night, he received multiple complaints about a couple causing a disturbance at the pool. There, he found Jane Doe and Hegseth, who began to curse when he tried to speak with them, according to the police report. Hegseth told the hotel worker he had freedom of speech, while Jane Doe told the worker they were Republicans and apologized for Hegseth, the worker said. The hotel worker said Jane Doe then led Hegseth away. He said Hegseth appeared very drunk while Jane Doe was standing on her own and seemed coherent. Surveillance video reviewed by police from around 1:15 a.m. showed Jane Doe and Hegseth walking toward the pool, their arms locked, and Doe appeared to be smiling, per the report. Doe told police that she had been drinking that night and told the nurse that she believed someone had slipped something into her drink. She told police that her recollection became fuzzy after the pool exchange and that the next memory she had was in being in an unknown room. She said Hegseth took her phone and blocked the door with his body when she tried to leave. She told police she said no repeatedly. She said she was next on a bed or a couch and Hegseth was on top of her with his dog tags hovering over her face. He's one of these guys that continues to wear his dog tags in civilian life decades or more after having served. It's a feature of his personality. With his dog tags hovering over her face. Hegseth, she said, ejaculated on her stomach. She said he then threw her a towel and asked if she was okay. She said she did not remember how she got back to her room that night. This is a man that an adjudicated sexual assaulter of women has appointed to be the Department of Defense Secretary. Leader of troops. This is the Republican Party. I will put this below, this being the police report and the letter from the city of Monterey. It is heavily redacted, but you absolutely get the gist of the interviews from multiple people. You could read the text messages. What do you think? You can comment below. I would appreciate that. You can support my work, this independent media work that will also be redacted likely by YouTube. Click the join button below for $2 a month. You can produce these videos with me. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast if you'd like to support me on another platform that doesn't restrict the content. You can call, leave me a voicemail on the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me as always, daily at dollemore.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm all across social media at Dollemore if you care to see me there. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another. There are so many unknowns in life. It often feels like a game of chance. Things often turn out differently than expected, despite the best planning or intentions. Interest rates, that fancy bottle of wine you bought, heck, the election, so much feels like a gamble. One thing you do not have to speculate on, your underwear, or mine for that matter. Designed by a U.S. military soldier while in Iraq, a guy who knows something about steaks, Sheath Underwear's dual pouch system ensures your package won't stick to your leg, while also giving everything some space by separating your gambler from his dice. You see what I'm doing here? Thanks to this testicular tech, Sheath has successfully been protecting your most valuable assets for over 10 years. They are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews from customers like me. I'm one of those 20,000 reviews. My sheaths have been with me through thick and thin, both before I was a bit heavier than I am now, and now as the leaner version of me. Trademark or copyright that. I love these things. I think that's pretty clear. So no more garment gambling, all right? Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore to score 20% off. You don't need to be a high roller. You see the theme here, the gambling and the dice and the... It's good, right? You don't have to be a high roller to have unbeatable underwear. My go-tos are the Airflow Mesh, but Sheath has tons of excellent styles and designs. All sheaths are backed by a 2-year warranty and will land on your doorstep near instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping, which is free in the United States on orders over $75. Also, your purchase actually does affect positive change, and this is very important. Sheath supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders, so you're winning for the world too when you buy from Sheath. Don't roll the dice on your drawers. Score 20% off right now when you head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore. Real change starts with you and, believe it or not, your package. Upgrade your undergarments to Sheath.